Good day. This is Cherian Kuruvila, a business mentor, coach, facilitator, and a wellness practitioner. So this video is actually a continuation of a series which I had started earlier and I shared in a entrepreneur group recently, right? And this video is going to be largely confined to our work, my work in the area of business mentoring and business coaching, right? Which is typically something that is of concern and of interest to most entrepreneurs, most family businesses, early stage growth phase companies, which are sort of struggling to grow to the next level or to even professionalize their way of operations, right? So in this video, I'm going to be sort of taking you through that whole experience that we provide to our clients. Also basis our experience of having worked over 40 years altogether now, with about close to 30 years in the corporate sector. And the last 13 years, since the year 2010, where we've been working focused predominantly on the SME and the entrepreneur segment, right? Across all industries, manufacturing, IT, healthcare, education, trading, services, you name it, right? So if you're an entrepreneur and you think that your business is not going quite the way you would like it to be at whatever stage you are in, whichever industry you're in, I hope you'll find this particular sharing useful. It'll be more a visual show. I'll just be adding a few points along the way as I go through the slides. But please enjoy it and feel free to reach out to me at the end of it and take it further in terms of any kind of discussion, any kind of clarification that you may like, right? Thank you. Let me just put on the slides. Just give me a minute. Okay, so like I mentioned, this whole journey of ours after we left the corporate sector, after handling a variety of leadership roles in sales, marketing, operations, project management, customer service, profit and loss. So rich amount of experience, width of experience and depth of experience. I personally worked in 5 different organizations in 4 different industries in 5 different locations. So you've seen different kinds of situations, different kinds of geographies, different kinds of industries, B2B, B2C, and all the various permutations and combinations that one would have come across, right? So we decided in 2010 that it's time to give back all these learnings and experiences to people who could actually benefit from it, right? So what you see on this screen are basically visuals from various panel discussions and keynote addresses. If you notice, a lot of this is focused on the entrepreneur segments, secret of success, small and medium enterprises, rapid scaling up, scale-a-thon, different panel discussions on various aspects of what makes a business successful, various aspects of leadership and HR, which are required in terms of building the foundation for a strong enterprise, right? So if you really look at it, a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is all about business and leadership transformation. It's about reinvention, right? It's about rebooting yourself, going back into a startup mode, and again coming back to where you wanted to be, right? So I will just continue this discussion by going slide by slide. Like I said, I mean, I would request you to pay your attention more to the slide and just listening to what I'm saying along the way, right? So these are the various gaps, like I say, I wear. Today I'm going to be focusing on this. In this video, I'm going to be focusing on the first part, which is the business coaching and business mentoring part of it. And the other videos would be separate because each one of them is a topic by itself. So like I mentioned before, Our company started off in the year 2010, so we are into our 14th year now as entrepreneurs, right? On the right-hand side, Chari and myself were the two partners who started this firm in 2010. And transcend is what we talk about. Transcending is raising to the next level, taking your organization to the next level, taking your people to the next level, taking your top line and bottom line to the next level, right? So that's all about transcending to the next level. And we are there to actually, as mentors, coaches, to actually handhold you and guide you. So just to give you a quick flavor of what we do in our organization before I move specifically into the business mentoring and coaching, right? We wear three caps, right? The one is the mentor cap, where we talk about business mentoring, coaching for businesses. This is for businesses, small, medium, family businesses, etc. Right? Second one is coaching, which is more one-to-one, more for individuals. It's around holistic growth. It's about leadership growth. It's about career growth and all the other things that are required for an individual as what matters. And because we have so much of experience of both business mentoring and coaching, we do a lot of knowledge sharing sessions, including, I would say this video is a form of knowledge share because we're sharing as to how this whole mystery of business mentoring and coaching actually works and how it's sort of different from consulting and other aspects, right? So here we do a lot of webinars, videos, articles. I myself have published about 70 articles, got more than 50 videos out there, and we do workshops and panels like you saw in the earlier slide, right? But this is really what we do we've been doing for the last 12, 13 years now, right? In this slide, this video, I'm going to be talking specifically, like I said, around the whole aspect of business mentoring and coaching. So I think quite often, when I'm talking to a potential client, somebody who is sort of struggling with their business, it's not quite doing the way they wanted to do. They go, so what exactly does a business mentor or a coach do? What is business mentoring all about? How does it actually work, right? So there are a lot of questions around how it actually works. Does it actually work? Does it actually deliver results? If I engage with a business mentor or coach like you, how can I be sure that things will change, right? So I think in this, maybe the next few minutes, be patient if it takes a bit more time, but I'm just trying to make sure that you get a clearer understanding of what this whole topic is all about. It's really about a business wheel of life. It covers all aspects. So as you can see, marketing, sales, timelines, pressure, teams, goals. And it's not just about one particular problem, right? Quite often organizations come and tell me, look, our sales is not growing, our business is not growing, we're struggling, we're having a problem with our sales team. And I say, look, I'm not so sure if sales is not happening, it's not just a problem of sales. It's a problem of it's a combination of multiple factors that will actually be contributing to sales not happening, right? So like a business doctor, I would go in and try to understand what's happening, what's not happening, what's working well, what's not working well, and then sort of come to the whole next steps before actually recommending some kind of a solution, right? So if you look at the business wheel of life, it covers various facets. It covers the organization structure, it covers the product and service strategy, it covers the sales and market coverage, it talks about the marketing and branding, it talks about the HR policies and processes because people are such an important part of the success of an organization. It talks about performance reviews and structure to that. It talks about P&L, profit and loss. Is your business profitable? Are all your divisions profitable? Are all your locations profitable? Are all your products profitable? Right? And the final business planning, which actually enables the organization to decide, okay, this is how we want to go about achieving our goals, right? So business mentoring and coaching generally goes around this entire wheel of life to actually make it complete and holistic and comprehensive, right? Well, this is a very interesting slide, which I often share in some of our webinars, is that, as entrepreneurs, most of you have a vision. You have big visions, and quite often, the vision tends to be, I want to grow my business from 30 crores to 50 crores, or 50 to 80, 80 to 20, or 100. or 100 to 200. It's generally around numbers, right? And I think the vision goes much way beyond the numbers. That's more a business goal. And I think what we do is also to sort of revisit the vision. As a business owner, what is the vision that you originally had? Has it gone as per that? What do you have today? And what is your vision for the next 2 or 3 years, right? And then from there, arrive at the business goals. From the business goals, arrive at the strategies. From the strategies, arrive at the actions. Then decide, okay, if I'm going to put these actions in place, how do I make sure that it's going in line with that? How do I measure the progress? And is it in line with the outcome that we had set out to achieve? Right? So if we really look at it, all of these need to get measured. And quite often what happens, the owner's got a vision, right, which is a very nice, aggressive vision of the organization and what he or she would like to be doing for the business and for the team and for the overall costs. But quite often the team is not aligned. The team is working in their own silos. They're working in their own departments. They're working in their own small, cocoons. And what we as business mentors do is to try and look at the whole big picture and then try to break it down and see who are the people who are going to actually be involved in deriving this vision, right? So this is just a slide that we like to share because it talks about the whole aspect of it's wheels within the wheels. And if something is not working, some action is not working, we have to go back to the strategy. Some strategy is not working, we need to go back to our business goals and maybe even revisit the vision itself, saying that, is it really realistic? Is it doable? Or should we sort of come back with a more realistic case going forward? So if you really look at it, like in a typical boat race, I mean, the boats go fast when the teams are aligned, everybody's focusing on the same end objective, and it's about alignment more than anything else. So from the vision and goals, the branding and marketing, the organized structure, the marketing coverage, people strategy, competition, planning, product, everything has to be aligned. And in many organizations that we worked with for the last 13 years, often this is where the problem is. This is where the problem is. The vision is clear, but many of the other elements are not fully set, not aligned to the larger goal, right? So this is something that we definitely get into. Quite often, the way I look at it, business coaching, mentoring is it's a transformation journey. It's a transformation and it's a journey, right? So anybody who comes to me saying that, look, we have this problem, can you help us fix it? I'm not Mr. Fix It, right? It's not something that I can come and fix for you in 3 months or 1 month or 2 months, right? It is about relooking at the business from the foundation itself. If you want to scale up your business, you need to build a very strong foundation. Today, your foundation may be weak, or that foundation may have been good for the situation a few years ago, but not good enough for the extra floors that you want to build into your building, right? You have to strengthen your foundation or come up with a new building, right? So I think this whole thing, I want to stress about the fact that many of the entrepreneurs we work with are very stressed out. Because being a entrepreneur is a very lonely job. It's a very lonely job. Quite often you have only 1 or 2 people around you can really trust and share. So otherwise you're always fighting, firefighting mode and distressed. So what we try to do is to bring in that structure, bring in policies, processes, reviews, team accountability, so that whole pressure is sort of dispersed across a larger number of stakeholders, larger number of departmental heads, larger number of managers, and the team, so that you as an owner are not taking on the entire load on yourself, right? So, like I said, in many other cases, over a period of time, because it's a long-term engagement, I almost become like a right-hand man of the owner or the founder or the co-founders, right, or the leadership team, because they realize that I'm part of their journey. I'm not there to just, like I said, come and fix something. I'm like a family doctor who knows the full history, and whenever there is something which goes wrong, yeah, this is what needs to get done. as against just doing an online consultation with a new doctor every time, and you're restarting from scratch, right? So I think that's where I think this transformation and relationship, it's a long-term relationship. And I think that is the benefit that really comes from this whole process of business mentoring, right? Typically, it's a 12 to 24 month kind of an approach. Minimum, I would always recommend to any of my clients is 12 months because, like I said, it's not something that you can quick fix, right? It starts off with an assessment phase, what is working, what's not working, industry, competition, etc. We have something called a business health scan, which actually enables us to understand your business through your eyes and through your team's eyes, what's working well, what's not working. That's a great starting point to say, okay, now where do we want to go and what needs to get done to make that happen? That is the planning phase in terms of what do we need to do differently, right? What kind of new business goals are we talking about? Which kind of market segments, which kind of geographies are we talking about? Which kind of products or services are we talking about? And then I think the most important part of what we do is not just come and give you advice, not just come and give you gyan, right? Oh, we can do this, we can do this, we should do this, we should do that. That doesn't help, right? At the end of the day, you're going to do most of it. But when we are there along with you and with your leaders and with your managers and with your teams, right? I think it gives a lot. In fact, a lot of my clients say that, when you come to our office, we get strength because we know that we have somebody like a sounding board. We can share our problems, challenges, what's working well and what's not working well, and what do you think we should do about it, right? So I think that really is the strength. It's not just like being an advisor or who's there on and off. This is a very hands-on, rolling up your sleeves kind of an engagement. Typical business coaching, I'm not getting into the details of it, very intense with the teams, a lot of reviews, a lot of analytics, a lot of data, and a lot of the root causes for performance, non-performance of any particular product category or geography or segment comes out through these discussions. You can see the entire team intensely focused on sharing their part of their responsibility and how things are going, right? And we find that, we work much better with organizations which have been around for some time, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, because it's about reinventing oneself. It's about starting afresh. And then somebody may have done 20 crores in 20 years, but then suddenly how to get it to 40 crores in the next 3 years, right? Or somebody that 40 would like to go to 100 in the next 3 years. That requires a complete reset, mindset reset, business reset, and all the complete reset of not just the owner, but the whole team, bottom up, right? So our exercise is very much bottom up exercise and not just a top down exercise. So for that to happen, right, I think the business plan becomes extremely important. And unfortunately, in fact, I've done a separate session on this altogether. It's a session by itself. Most entrepreneurs, for them, business plan is an Excel sheet. It is about, I want to grow from 30 crores to 50 crores. I want to go from 50 to 80. I want to go from 80 to 100. Like I said, that's not a business plan. That's a business goal. And for a business plan to happen, the vision, strategy, tactics, and detailing right down to what is going to be our product strategy, which products are going to be working for us, what are the new product introductions, what are the product innovations we're going to come up with, or service innovations, product or service, doesn't matter. They're easily interchangeable. What is competition doing? What are they doing that we are not doing? What are we doing that they are not doing? How good is our market coverage? Which all markets do we want to be present in? Which all markets do we want to pull out of? Right? Branding and marketing, quite often, many entrepreneurs mix up sales and marketing, and we say marketing and branding is a support to sales. It is not sales, right? And what kind of branding is required? How do you want to position your company? How do you want to position your products? How do you want to position your team? How do you want to position yourself as a brand, right? Organization structuring has to line up with and be aligned to what are the business goal. If you want to grow 50% or 40% in a year, your organization structure also has to be aligned to that. Who was going to drive that business? What kind of people do you require? What kind of talent do you require? If you don't have it internally, how are you going to hire those kind of people? How are you going to attract those kind of people? So the whole people management, culture, HR, again, quite often HR is a very neglected piece in most entrepreneur-driven businesses, right? Many of the entrepreneurs you work with don't even have a senior HR leader in their organization. It's mostly at the HR manager or HR assistant manager kind of level, and we can't expect that kind of people knowledge, people culture, people practices, which is going to be the root of the success, right? So if you really look at business planning, is a very intense exercise, and the organizations that just do this in passing and get some figures and make it looks nice on. I think I love Excel because it's so easy to make the figures look good, but it's so difficult to achieve them, right? And when the teams actually get down to doing this is when they really see the value. And I have enough case studies and client experience feedbacks, which I'll be happy to share with you, which talk about how the business plan has become one of the turning points, I would say the tipping point of re-looking at the business in totality and planning in totality, and hence improving the chance of success. I can share this presentation with you, but this talks of some of the benefits that come through business mentoring in terms of clarity, focus, leadership, time distribution, self-ownership, productivity. And these are all benefits that we've seen that when we actually are working with the team and not just with 2 or 3 leaders, right? The change is visible across. Now, quite often happens that in the process of change, some of the old timers who've been in the organization, who've been used to an old way of doing things, start feeling uncomfortable, and I think that's okay, right? If your priority is to keep everybody comfortable and happy, the growth will not happen. So when we come in as business mentors, we do end up shaking up things a little bit, right? Some of the older folk may feel uncomfortable, and I think that's perfectly okay. And then we bring in fresher blood into the system, and I think that transfusion of new experiences, new people, new energy, and the experience of the older people works out to be a good blend, right? Which is good for the organization. I won't get into this. It's a variety of clients. Just the point I want to make was that quite often people ask me, have you worked in manufacturing? Have you worked in IT? Have you worked in education? Have you worked in healthcare? Have you worked in FMCG? And I said, no, it doesn't matter, because I'm not an industry specialist. I'm a business specialist, right? Whichever industry you are in, whichever your product, whichever your service, we are addressing the business fundamentals, right? So I don't need to be an expert in manufacturing, because I'm not helping you improve your manufacturing. I'm helping you improve your business, for which manufacturing has to step up. Right? Quite often business scales up, manufacturing is not able to keep pace with it. Then now we need to sort of see what needs to get done there. And I don't work alone. I work along with a team of other professionals. So if I feel that there is need for help in a manufacturing area, we get somebody who can come and actually help on that, or somebody specific on HR, we could get somebody for that. Specifically for training and developing of people, we could get somebody for that. So, when we work as a mentor, it could be alone, it could be along with other people at different stages of the journey. I think, we have a whole lot of client experiences, almost 8, 9, 10 pages of client testimonials and videos, etc. In the interest of time, I'm not going to be covering this, but I just want to give a quick flavor. These are a few case studies that we've had. One from Mysore, where there was a rapid scale up and sold off to another American firm. This was a Bangalore-based manufacturing firm, which scaled up dramatically. And again, they sold off 2 of their divisions to international firms. And this is one of the firms which not just did business mentoring for their business, they also identified some of their leaders and future leaders, and they ended up coaching some of their leaders so that they were able to handle much larger responsibilities. This is an Ayurveda center in Mysore, again, involved restructuring of the business model, and goals. So, I mean, the whole lot of these client feedbacks, if I do that, that will be a session by itself. That will be a presentation by itself. So I'm not getting into that. This is a company which was a 100 crore company. Now it's close to about 300 crores. International trading company into chemicals, fertilizers. So if you really look at the point I'm trying to make, I'm not going through the feedbacks, which I can share with you separately. But the fact that each client is different, is a different industry, doing different things. This was an FMCG client, foods business, right? So each one of them, and many of them have been family businesses, not run in a very professional way. And so I think family business is another area we love working with, because there are wheels within wheels. I have a video on that as well, on family businesses. And so what we also did in the last 2 years, because of the COVID and work from home and many of the other challenges that were happening, we did a lot of webinars, we did a lot of knowledge sharing, came up with a lot of videos, which could be actually useful for entrepreneurs. So I'm not, these topics are around entrepreneurship, around business coaching, around driving profitable revenue growth. It could be around reinventing your business. It's about, if you're small, is it an advantage or a disadvantage? What's actually big, right? A series of videos on HR with my colleague, Neetu, around HR, because people is at the heart of the success of any organization, right? So a set of videos on HR, set of videos on importance of data analytics in sales, in marketing, in customer service, right? And marketing, how to make the right marketing decisions, how to invest in your brand, how to build your brand, etc. So family businesses, SMEs, HR, all areas that we have covered in a lot of detail, and happy to share those with you. To sum it up, I'm just giving you my contact details. It has my LinkedIn profile, which has a lot of articles, a lot of videos around business and entrepreneurship and leadership. My email ID is here. This is a community which I'm part of, where we have a variety of experts across various areas, recruitment to training, learning and development, to consulting, to coaching, mentoring. So if you reach out to us, we'll definitely be able to come across with the right expert or experts for your particular situation. These are the links to the 2 YouTube channels. And yeah, so that's it. And thank you so much. Let me stop the share. And I hope you found this useful. Like I said, this video also is part of our knowledge share series, right? It is more educative. And we hope this video would have given you a little bit more feel of what could be the potential ways for you to sort of restructure your business for growth, right? Profitable growth, we call it profitable revenue growth, is what I think all of us are in business for, most of you are in business for. So how we, through this process of working very closely with you as business mentors and coaches, are actually able to become a right-hand man to you and actually make a difference to the next couple of years of your organization. Thank you so much for your patience, and do feel free to reach out, comment on this YouTube channel, subscribe to the YouTube channel. There are many other videos out there, and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you so much.